The European Security and Defence College is not a college or university in the traditional sense of the word. It's a network of training providers. Currently over 140 different training providers from the EU member states, but also some associate network partners from outside of the European Union, such as the Geneva Center for Security Policy or DCAF-ISAT. So the European Security and Defence College was created in 2005 as a civilian and military group of training providers that had in common that they provided training at that time on the European security and defence policy, since the Lisbon Treaty called the Common Security and Defence Policy, within the broader framework of the Common Foreign and Security Policy of the European Union. So all of the trainings that we do are addressing both civilians and military, and are addressing both civilian and military topics during the course. Well, I think that we have become, over the years since our creation in 2005, we have become the main training provider on common security and defense policy within the EU. Part of the things that we are good at is in ensuring that the courses that are delivered in different member states reach the same learning outcomes. So even without the content and the pedagogical approach necessarily being the same at the end of the course participants know the same things, are able to do the same things, and have the same level of responsibility and autonomy in their work. So standardization, harmonization between different training providers is basically part of the role. For most of our courses, the reasoning we use is we let the member states decide who they send. So we send out the invitations to the different member states, and the member states can nominate the course participants. We do ask them to identify whether the person is either a diplomat, a military, a civil servant, or police officer, so that we can keep our statistics. The normal distribution of our courses is about 1/3 diplomats, 1/3 military, 1/3 civil servants, including police officers. Although we see the last couple of years that the representation from the ministries of interiors or of the police, including, is actually increasing quite a lot. The first thing in the college is that all of our trainings have to be open to all personnel from the EU member states and from the EU institutions. So our main target audience are people working for the governments of the member states and or working for the EU institutions. It's also possible for people from the industry, for instance, to attend certain of our courses. And I'm thinking the one on armaments capability development offered with the European Defence Agency, for instance. And then some of our courses are open to third states, especially the ones that are more generic of nature, teaching how the European Union works in the field of common security and defence policy. We have courses that are targeting certain regions, like our Eastern Partnership region, the Western Balkan countries, but we also address China, ASEAN, so Southeast Asia, and Latin America and Mexico in different courses. So we have basically a worldwide range over our training with certain courses. But main target audience, again, EU member states and the EU institutions. The easiest way is you surf to our website, esdc.europa.eu, and you look for the Enlist application, which is the application that we use to register. If you click on that part, you will find the names of your national, what we call nominators. These are the persons that can register you for your course and give you a priority. The only thing that person has to do is to give the name, so first name, family name, and an email address, and then we contact the participant to say whether they have been accepted or unfortunately there is not enough place in the course this time. And we do that based on the priority of the course. The fact that both the training providers and the course participants have different backgrounds does very much support this integrated approach. We see quite often that civilians have are a little bit scared of seeing people in uniforms, whether they are police or military. So bringing them together in a training already starts to break the ice between these people, so that later on they can work more closely together. This is in particular the case for the pre-deployment trainings that we do in preparation of the European Union's civilian and military missions around the globe almost. So we bring also there together civilian actors and military actors, but also people from the Commission side who work then together in the field. And since they have already started to know each other, it becomes far more easy for them to interact afterwards.